On our last video, you guys saw me pull out the motor for this 98 4Runner. This engine here was running. It runs great. But we went ahead and sold it. We sold it, but unfortunately, the person that bought this, they're not in Alaska. They're like 5,000 away from here. So they're in Washington. So this is going to be my first time shipping an engine. I went to my local home improvement store. Got a little nice heavy-duty pallet. Got some shrink wrap and some ratchet straps, so let's go ahead and do it. We went ahead and call the shipping company. We're going with Carlisle. They have a port in Tacoma, Washington, so the buyer will just drive. The buyer doesn't live in Tacoma, Washington, but they live close by to it, so they're just gonna drive, pick it up. So we called them already, and we told them that, hey, it's gonna be an engine on a pallet, and it's gonna weigh about maybe 700 pounds. Which is a bit more. I think 700 pounds is a bit more than what we might have estimated. I think it's more to like 500 to 600 pounds. But with the estimate, at 700 pounds, they gave us a quote of $321, which is pretty amazing. So you do have to drain all the fluid. I went ahead and drained the coolant and all the oil ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start taping everything up. I'm gonna ship this motor, the air box, the evap box, the ECU, and all the stuff that's needed for a 3/4 swap. So let's see how I do it, and hopefully we can do this nice and safe. This is my pallet that I got. It doesn't fit into the bed of the truck, so it's gonna be sticking out a little bit on the tailgate, but that's not a big deal. It'll fit the other way, but if I was to put it the other way, when I go and drop it off, they can't get their forklifts in here, so I had to face it this way. I wish I could do it on the floor so that I could shrink wrap it easier, but if I do it on the floor, I can't really lift it back up later to put it on the back of my bed. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this engine there. So let me show you guys what I've done. Drain oil, remove the clutch flywheel because the customer doesn't need that. They're gonna put their new stuff in there. Leave the crossover on there, and I'm gonna go and all this stuff right here, all the plugs for the ECU, I'm gonna go ahead and protect them real quick. So put some bubble packaging over it and then tape them up so they don't get damaged or anything like that. I got these old used tire. This isn't a full-size tire, but this is a small one, so I'm gonna use this as the foundation just to keep the engine from not moving so much. I'll go ahead and fix all the wire and protect the wires once we get the engine unloaded off the pallet here. When you're shipping on a pallet, they make some different types of pallets. This is the heavy duty pallets, and then there's some cheap pallets that's more like a one shipment use only. And usually the good pallets, they always have it spray painted. It's always spray painted blue or red, and those are the ones you want to get. And when you go to the store, those are the ones that the store they like to keep because they send those back to the shipper. So don't use the cheap pallet because they're not really sturdy. This is my first time shipping the engine, and if this goes well, I'll probably do this more in the future. We're almost maxed out right here. I'm trying to see which way I want to face it. I think it's gonna lean towards the driver's side. It's gonna lean towards the driver. It's not really balanced right now too, so think I should just lean it down. I'm just gonna try. I want to lean it upright, but I don't think we can do upright. We're just gonna have to lean on the side. Nothing on this side is gonna get damaged. It's all wires over here, so I'm not worried about this section over here. I think this is going to be our best position right here. There's still some more coolant coming out right now, so gotta let that drain out. I think we're gonna have to go this angle here. This is pretty sketchy. But again, we have ratchet straps. We have 4 ratchet straps that we're gonna tie it to. So I think this is good. These are the ECU wires. You want to protect these right here. Everything else is pretty much good. I'm gonna go ahead and strap it down real quick. Strap the motor down, and then I'll start protecting more of it, and then shrink wrap it. I still got to fit the air box and a few other stuff onto it, so I'll see where I want to put that, because I don't want the engine to fall and crush the air box. That's one of the main part. All right, I got some ratchet straps. We got 4 ratchet straps, so we should be able to strap this bad boy pretty good. I just gotta find out how I want to do it. 1,000 pound rated ratchet straps. So it's leaning this way, so I want to make sure it goes this way for sure. So maybe go through the pallet here. There's no mounting points down the pallets. If I can sneak it through here. Very, very hard to get a mounting point. That's a good point right there. I think this first strap is solid. We just go ahead and put 3, 4 more. So this one over here, I want to run it the other way. Something like that. Not sure how good that's gonna be. I'm gonna run this back to the engine hook right here. It's nice that these ends over here are long. This is the extra. I'm gonna wrap it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put one more strap just for security, but right now it's pretty solid on this pallet. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but one more doesn't hurt, so I'll put one more for insurance. I'm gonna do one right through the center of this this engine right here, between the pallet here. Something like this right here. I just don't want to damage this piece right here. I still have to put the fan clutch back on. I'm not gonna give the buyer the fan because they're not gonna use the 3/4 fan, but I want to put that fan clutch on real quick. I went ahead and put the hooks, both of the hook end onto each other. I think this will be good, guys. Yep, I think this is good. So we got 3 ratchet straps on it. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Oh yeah. Solid over here. Yeah, so this thing's not gonna move around. It's gonna sit on a semi truck, so it's not like they're gonna be throwing this pallet around the box. So this is solid, guys. I'll start doing some I'll start looking around and see where I want to throw the other parts, because like I say, we got to put the evap, the air box, and the downpipe. I'm not worried about the downpipe, but I am a little bit worried about the evap and the air box, because those are big items and or plastic items, and I don't want them to pop or explode. And then we also got to make sure we box up the ECU, because the ECU is going with this package deal. I got the ECU, OBD2 wire, and the big plug for the engine harness double bag into this thing here. I'm gonna probably put this on the top of the engine when I shrink wrap it, so I'll show you guys where I put this. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fan clutch back on without the fan. Don't need a fan. And then we'll go ahead and start shrink wrapping everything all into one pallet. I think it's still early right now, so I might have enough time to go drop it off to the shipping company. If I don't have enough time, I'll take it tomorrow, and we'll see what the final price is to ship it from Anchorage, Alaska to all the way down to Tacoma, Washington. These 3/4 fan, I always throw them away because I don't ever end up needing them. But I do keep a couple of them on hand in case, like the 3/4, the original 3/4 people need them. Put these nuts back on there. These nuts are always good to have. I always like to put a new fan clutch anyways, but this one, I am missing one of the nut, but you can always find another one. I also noticed that the bolt for the power steering tensioner is missing, but that can be replaced at any hardware store. I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this back up. All the 3/4 motors that I part out that are gonna go into a 3/4 swap, I always recommend people refresh them. So refresh it, which means, you know, if you don't do the head gasket, at least refresh all the intake manifold, all the gasket, put new seals, clean fuel injector, redo the oil pan. Make sure you redo all those seals, guys. Do it while the engine is out of the vehicle. It'll make your life much more easier in the future. This is the downpipe. You want to keep the downpipe. This is important. So I'll probably put this in between the engine somewhere down between the tire because this doesn't get damaged. Okay, so this is what I have so far. 3 straps. The air box is right here. I went ahead and removed the air filter. Don't need the air filter. Take that out. Save some weight. I think this should be fine the way it is right here. Just hopefully it doesn't get damaged. It's within the pallet size here. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink wrap this section right here. Just shrink wrap it, and then I'm also gonna shrink wrap the evap box by itself, and then we'll put it back in here. The ECU is in that section. I think it's pretty safe. It's not gonna roll back or anything like that. So I think this is a good setup. And then the downpipe is just hiding into this tire right here. It's not gonna get crushed or anything like that. So I think that's what we got so far. Everything is solid. So let me do that, and then we'll go ahead and start shrink wrapping it. There it is. A little bit of coolant came out, but should be good. I totally forgot to record myself shrink wrapping this engine, but there it is. Probably 100 wraps. And usually I would like to wrap it with the pallet because that's how I'm taught when I'm wrapping something, but I couldn't get down to the pallet. Maybe once I drop it off to the shipping company, I'll go ahead and give a little quick wrap down there. So this is it right here. Everything's nice and tight. This air box could use a little bit more wrapping, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it once I get to the warehouse, because I have to get it. The pallet needs to be off the ground. So everything looks good, guys. This is super solid. 3 ratchet straps with the tire for the foundation, air box, evap, ECU. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Yep, that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and take it to the shipping company and see what the final price is. There it goes. We're not gonna pay today because they have to weigh it, and then they're gonna send us the bill, so we won't know what the bill is yet.